Hi, lovely. How have you been?
I have been very good, Geeta. Thanks for asking.
Wonderful.
How have you been?
Great. I'm sure Erik is here. So, love you, Erik. Namaste.
Yeah, and he's into his Indian dancer mode with all the head gliding and doing the namaste with all the funny moments today.
Yeah.
He was doing that earlier also.
Mm-hmm. Has he watched Bharatanatyam, Indian Bharatanatyam? He would
Yes,
like.
He says he's mentioning something very particular about all the Indian classical dances, that it works. It's almost like yoga, he says.
Yes.
You know, it's more than a dance. It works on the chakras and yeah, it has a lot of healing properties, he says.
Oh, okay.
Which is a fact.
That's nice. I used to learn Bharatanatyam. I learned for several years. Even as an adult, I learned for a couple of years. As a child, yes, and then as an adult too, a couple of years. Yeah. But those steps are so unnatural. It's like, yoga probably you remember more than Bharatanatyam steps. They're so unnatural, I have forgotten.
I guess in Bharatanatyam, there is a lot of more coordination between the eye and the face and the body and the leg
and the mudras. Yeah.
Yes.
So you do certain mudras. Yeah.
So it works more on the body and the mind.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's surprising, that fact. It's good to know that. Thank you, Erik, for sharing that with us today. Okay, so I'm so excited because we are going to call in Shakti or Kali. So could you, before that, friends, this is lovely Vinod. She's a very gifted psychic medium who has all the clairs, the 4 or 5 clairs that you can think of. And Erik Mediums is a very loving, kind, compassionate spirit guide to whoever asks for his help. So I'm so happy to be interviewing Shakti with the help of Lovely and Erik Mediums.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Geeta, and thanks for the opportunity. Let's know more about Shakti.
Yes.
Erik is excited.
Of course. So is Shakti here?
All right. Let me see. Okay, so it's weird because when you think about Shakti as an energy, you feel like it might be something at par with the energy of Shiva or maybe Archangel Michael or Jesus, like, you know, a huge, strong energy. Yeah. But that's not what I'm feeling. Erik is describing her energy. I would refer Shakti as her because there is a lot of feminism to it.
She is, you know, like the divine mother.
The divine feminine, yes, the divine mother. Almost like the energy of Gaia, Mother Earth.
Yes, yeah.
And it's very subtle. At the same time, it is ever flowing. I can feel it, you know, blending into the room that I'm sitting in. So it's a different kind of energy. It's huge, but not in an overpowering way. So that's all I'm feeling.
Yeah, that's good. So she's not presenting any form as such, like that of Parvati or Kali or Durga.
It's almost like how you have seen the depictions of Mother Earth. That's the most similar form that I can think of, the visual that she's showing, because there is this feminine energy at the center with this huge, it's almost like clouds of flowing energy around her. You know, she has like long hair, but I can't see her lower half. I'm just seeing her
bust,
face or the neck above. And it's just that she's giving me a beautiful female energy who encompasses this whole being.
Okay, that's lovely.
That's I wish I could show you that picture exactly how I'm seeing.
I only have the images of the idols that in the temples that I have visited. And Shakti is my most favorite deity, being the Divine Mother. And I connect to her almost every day. I can feel her love. I can feel her protection whenever, I need protection. Okay, in the meantime, some questions for her. I'm going to read off my Word document. The Rig Veda, the oldest of all scriptures, depicts you as the goddess whose essence is that of the Supreme Being. You are the womb of all creation. And in Devi Mahatmyam, you are described as Adi Para Shakti, the supreme universal energy responsible for creation, preservation, and destruction. So to me, that conjures up the image of source.
Yes.
And so why would people think of you this way?
I have to tell you that she's not very verbal.
Okay.
I mean, all energies that come to me are very different. Like Erik has a lot of words. He speaks fast. If talking about Erik. So when I'm trying to receive messages from Shakti, she's more of pictures.
Okay.
Depiction. Maybe because English language as such, that's something even Erik always says. They fall short of words. It doesn't do the justice.
True.
So she is showing me more of images. So the image that she showed me is like the birthing. And she almost showed me like a pregnant woman who has earth in her womb.
Okay.
Almost like that, like humanity in her womb.
Yes.
Then she's showing me the cycle. So it's almost like, and before you asked the question, when we were talking about the pictures depicted in mythology, and you were talking about the pictures of Hindu goddesses and deities, and you mentioned that she's your favorite. So she almost mentioned like all these feminine energies, whether it's Parvati, Saraswati, or many other Hindu goddesses, or Mother Mary, he says. It's almost like they're sisters, or fractions of one beautiful feminine energy.
All right.
So that's what she's giving me. Maybe that's how she works. She works about the whole cycle of life.
All right.
From birth to destruction and again rebirth.
Transformation. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Because some of us Hindus in the past, out of their devotion, have portrayed you. They've given you so many different attributes. They would think of you as 10 vidyas, having 10 different sets of knowledge. And the three Devis, Shakti, Saraswati, and Lakshmi. Shakti standing for power, and Saraswati standing for wisdom, knowledge, arts, etc. And Lakshmi standing for, let's say, wealth, good fortune, etc. So these are different attributes of Shakti, right? And the 10 vidyas too.
He says it's not just limited to those three.
Okay.
But when you talk about awakening or she's talking about manifestation, manifesting your reality. So because those three things make sense to people in the human sense, like wealth, knowledge, and what was the third one?
Power, Shakti, energy.
Power. Right? So in the physical sense, because it made sense to everybody who wrote about her or depicted her energy.
Yes.
So only these three avatars, she's saying, or parts of her forms came into picture, but there are more, and there is more to her energy.
Of course. Yeah, so these would be three avatars. So would they be different entities that incarnated on the earth plane? And to begin with, has Shakti herself incarnated on the earth plane?
No, she is not giving me a yes. I don't think, she says she did not need, there was no need for that. As of now, she never had to take birth as a human, he says. So she was always there, around. She was always around whenever it was required. And almost like she's not showing me these three energies being three different beings.
Okay.
It's almost like she having, that's how I guess even the other avatars work. Yes. They're just one person, but they just take a form of another energy, and that's exactly how they work. So that's what even she did when she needed to, give wisdom. So that's what she was working. But she's not making me feel as if these three were separate beings, or
all right,
they were they were just part of her.
Okay, part of her, the same personality. Okay, how about Kali? Yes. Would she be a separate entity, or again an attribute of Shakti's?
No, she's not a separate, because that's why she mentioned every she is using the word mother goddess.
Yes.
So that has everything. And when you think, even in human physical terms, when you think of mother, she has love, she has compassion, she has giving, she has nurturing, sometimes anger too, which is necessary.
Of course, yeah.
So just like that, she says it's just this whole huge mother goddess energy, which has everything, every being inside her.
Okay, so she encompasses everything, all the emotions, and to depict all the emotions, various forms have been attributed to her for the various emotions that she encompasses. Okay.
Whatever the particular person experienced, that's how the depictions came in written form, because it was done by humans. Obviously, the scriptures and everything, even the Vedas, they were done by sages, so humans, physical beings. So whatever they got to experience according to their own energies,
she manifested in their minds. That's nice. Because villages would often think of the mother goddess as someone who bestows rain on their villages, their fields, farms. So they would call her Mari Amman, meaning the goddess of the rains. So they think of her as Mari Amman, and some who want, some unwanted things destroyed in their lives would think of her as Kali or Durga, and some who want motherly blessings would think of her as Shakti or Parvati. So it's in the minds of people. Okay. And
these are just, she says these are just the names, different names given to the same energy.
Same energy, yes. I love that. Okay. Now, during our interview with Shiva, he said he incorporated Shakti, or the Kali form of Shakti, onto the left side of his body. And we call him, I've always had this, but today I remembered to bring it. So, and we call him Ardhanarishwara. Half, the left side is feminine and the right side is masculine. Yeah. So, so when did Shiva and Shakti do that? Present this image of the two of them complementing each other to people on earth.
She's saying there was a time or an age where masculinity was taking over people or the minds, or it was more about the ego. The more masculine energy. Which doesn't work when you're talking about growth.
We need a balance of both masculine and feminine energies.
Which was there, which was inherent in every human being as they are born. But due to various circumstances, masculinity was taking over, and it was on the upper hand, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So she had to, or almost they had to. She's showing me almost like it was a mutual decision.
Yes. Yeah.
Obviously, if Shiva has to encompass her energy, just like us, Erik is chiming in. He's saying, like, if the connection has to be made from both sides. So if I need to call in a person, I need to be open to their energy. At the same time, a spirit or an angel has to be
ready, willing,
present in the willing. Yes, that's the word. Willing for the connection. So the same happened between Shiva and her. And they came into a consensus that no, we should be showing that, see, this is the balance.
Yes.
And if you don't work one thing, one side, or the yin and yang, if we talk about that, so the balance goes off, and it won't work for the growth, and
not healthy.
Not healthy. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And Shakti, in Hindu mythology, Ganesh or Ganapati and Muruga are depicted as your sons. Why would they do that? I'm sure you did not incarnate, and I'm sure you did not, of course, even in Hindu mythology, the legends do not say that you bore those two children, but they are considered to be your children. So why why that legend? Are you familiar with that in the first place? Are you aware of the fact that Ganesha and Lord Muruga are said to be your children, if not biological children?
She is saying two things.
Okay.
Firstly, the people who depicted this got to know her motherly side through various experiences. Right. So that was the picture that they got. Almost like their own mother. Or maybe Mother Earth, Gaia. At the same time, why specifically Ganesha or an animal, part? He has an animal. He has an elephant head. Why? Because that was the fact. Like Mother Earth has all these children.
Oh, symbolism.
So symbolism.
Yes.
Because it's very difficult to make people understand. She says, because the concept of superiority and inferiority, like humans tend to always feel that they are the superior race.
Of course, yeah.
Because they developed
topmost in the hierarchy of God's creations. Yeah.
Yes. So it was very important at a certain point of time to, that's why she promoted these depictions, or she was okay with it, almost like. It was not, she's making me feel like it was not her idea. That was people's experiences. But it made sense because it helped see everything. Okay, she's giving me a lot of information now. See, every depiction took a wrong turn also later on, when there was too much power given to the deities and the power was taken away from yourself. That doesn't help. But at the same time, if you get the real picture, she's mentioning Gita, the sacred text.
Yeah, the Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Gita. Just like how when two people read the same book, it's not necessarily they'll get the same message.
That's right.
It's also about your energy, how your mind or the body.
Personal experiences will,
and the blocks that you have. So the same thing. So the importance of the depiction of the animal god or the elephant god or Ganesha was elephant being one of this huge being.
Yes.
So it's almost like we call lion or the tiger as the king of the jungle. Lion, I guess. I'm not wrong. But that's not how it works. Elephants are mostly like even lions are fearful of the elephants, and they show this power and wisdom.
Size
so
and wisdom.
that's why. Yes, that's why that being was chosen as the symbolism.
Okay, that's
so
interesting.
yeah, so again, if I'm not confused you, two things were because they saw the depictions were because they could experience the mother energy, and also because she had that mother energy for all these animals and beings, sort of like Mother Earth.
Yes, that's nice. Okay. Any connection between Mother Mary, Jesus's mother, and Shakti?
She says it's a sister kind of relationship, not exactly, because they need not be related. For us, it works as like, in a human sense, it works like blood relations. We need certain names to certain relationships. They were not exactly related. And she's mentioning Mother Mary being an ascended master.
Yes, of course.
Just like Jesus.
Of course.
And she's also mentioning like Mother Mary coming from the same feminine energy and taking another form for a certain set of people.
Okay.
Maybe that's why, because Christianity made sense to them. So that's how those things came up.
Yeah. So when they think of the Divine Mother, they would think of Mother Mary, Christians.
Yes.
And Hindus would think of Shakti. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So in the Puranas again, Shakti or Vishnu is portrayed as Shakti's brother. So is Vishnu a real divine entity? And of course, this is my question. I'm sure they're all connected to each other, just as how we are connected to each other.
Yes, I guess, and also we have covered this, that when Vishnu has taken birth as a human being also.
Yes, so he's an avatar. Okay.
Yeah. So yes, it's a brotherly kind of relation, but he's a separate being.
Yes, separate divine entity.
Yes, and divine entity, and almost like. Erik says, oh, maybe his work profile is different. That sort of thing. He takes care of other stuff. So almost like he says, no interference in the women business. Yeah.
I would have thought even Vishnu had a beautiful balance of masculine and feminine energies. But now here is Erik saying no interference in the feminine business.
Yeah, he's almost making, and I don't know why that's weird, but he's not making me feel. This is Erik chiming in, and also she is like supporting him when he says that with Vishnu, I'm not feeling. I mean, it's very different than the energy of Shiva. Shiva has more, if I have to use, for lack of a better word, like maturity. Okay. So when it comes to Vishnu, it's almost like trying to experience more this young, still ongoing process of that. That's why maybe he's taking birth as human, so that the experience goes on.
Hence the many avatars for Vishnu, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So 2 more questions. Why is black magic sometimes associated with Kali? Black magic has a negative connotation. I'm sure initially it started off for the good of people, and then eventually it took on a negative connotation. But then people believe that Kali helps them perform this black magic. Why is that? Does she really help people? I'm sure she would help anyone if asked.
It's not that she helps people. The whole relationship between people practicing black magic or witchcraft, they started worshipping Kali is because of just one word, power. Because most of the humans feel powerless. And when they learn these skills, actually they learn when they meditate, even the sages, when they meditate and they have this good lifestyle. Most of them were vegans in that time, you know, they had a very simple living. They were more aware. They realized that they had a lot of power to change their destiny, to change their lives, and to maybe experience more beauty that's around them. But there was a very fine line which was crossed. To, you know, people became obsessed with that power. So obviously when it's about power, they think of Goddess Kali, and there was this introduction of a few people who started worshipping Kali, and she's mentioning like certain tribes in the jungles. That's how this whole thing began. And then when their knowledge, their skills were passed on into, you know, the ancestors passed, almost like it came in a positive manner, how the shamans used to work. It was plant medicine and everything. But later on, some of them became too obsessed with only the black magic part of it.
They go the other way.
Yes. That's why this whole relation
association.
Between, not that she's association, yes, that's the better word. Not that she helps people. That's not how it works.
Okay, I get it.
She is saying she helps everyone who calls in. If they need that.
Yes, that's.
But
motherly protective energy. She has helped me many times. I have felt it. Okay, what would be her message to humanity at this point in time?
She is very excited, because she's mentioning this awakening of the mother goddess energy in the whole universe. At present, she's referring to all of us, you know, you and me, Geeta, and everybody who's watching. People might feel it's a time of destruction, especially when you talk about 2020 sucks, you know, so much chaos, everything. But she's saying with destruction comes in more light, because there is space. So one thing has to end, just like how even Shiva was mentioning in our
next cycle has to begin.
So it's all about birthing, and she is also mentioning, and even Erik is supporting her in this. Now is the time when we will see more women leaders, you know, in big positions, more feminine energy working, more talk, more expression about this whole. Erik is saying feminism is going to be the in thing.
We are going to be more influential.
And it will be it is going to be mainstream now. So it will be very visible when it comes to different countries and their leaders, which is actually happening with a lot of countries, if you can see.
True that.
So she's feeling very.
Oh, I've lost you. Can't hear you. What happened? Maybe we'll give it a couple of seconds. Can you hear me? Have you? Lovely, you have muted yourself. You have muted yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you by mistake, you muted yourself. Probably.
Actually, I have two mics. One is from the HD camera that I work with, which is not working for some reason. Okay, so where was I?
So you were talking about more women leaders taking up positions all over the world. That'll be mainstream. Is there anything else to share?
No, that was it. She just mentioned that's how it used to be ages ago. So she's happy that time is coming back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll call it a day. So thank you so much, Shakti, for coming in here and giving us all this information. I love you. Thank you so much.
She's giving her blessing, and that's wonderful. That's almost like, I don't know if I'm asking, is it because that's how I've seen her? She's opening her right palm out,
Yes.
almost like how the goddesses or the gods in Hindu
Yes.
mythology bless.
I know.
I'm not that religious, but that's the picture she gave me.
Yeah.
So she's blessing one and all.
She does that to me. Yeah. I feel that every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why she showed that picture.
Yes. So thank you once again, Mother Shakti. Okay. Thank you, Erik, for having been with us. And thank you, Lovely. And
thank you so much.
Yeah. Guys, please check Lovely Vinod out at thelovelylife.in. Lovely, I love you. You're an amazingly gifted psychic medium. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity, Geeta.
You're most welcome. The pleasure is all mine.